Good morning, my dear students. This is Sarul Murugan. Welcome to my digital class. Chapter name Database Concepts. Lecture video part 4. Today's topics Database Management System. Features of Database System. First topic Database Management System. Before discussing a database management system, we should know what is database. We already studied what is database. In a real world, a large complex data we are collecting, entering, storing and accessing. So these are all the things we are doing in the database. So listen carefully, we are collecting the data, we are entering into the system, we are storing and we are accessing based on the user's need. Where we are storing in the system. Generally the system is called as a server. So where the database will store, the database will store in the server. Understand? For example, we can take Google server, Yahoo. Whenever you are giving a keyword, the keyword will be processed in the server. Understand? So what is database? A large collection or large complex data we are collecting, entering, storing and accessing based on the user's requirement. Where we are storing in the system. Generally the system is called server. Right. Now we will study what is database management system. Here a database management system is a software. A database management system is a software. And what is the use of the software? It is used to allow a creation, definition, manipulation of database. See, there are three things: creation, definition, manipulation. We know that what is creation? Creating a new database. Definition, which means we can define a table. What is table name? How many columns should be there? What are all the column name? These are all the things will comes under the definition. Third one, manipulation. What is manipulation? A user can enter a record into the table. A user can delete data from the table. User can update the value. These are all the manipulations. So what is the first point? A database is a software that allows creation, definition and manipulation of the database. Next, second point. It is actually a tool. A tool is nothing but it is like a software. What is the use of this tool? Which is used to perform any kind of operation. Any kind of operation. What are the kind of operations are available in the database? A user can create a table. They can insert a record. They can delete the record. They can update the value. So these are all the operations are available in the database. Next, third point. It provides protection and security. Here, a database management system is not only used for storing a data and accessing the data, but also it provide protection and security to the database. And the next, database softwares: MySQL, Oracle, Sybase, Microsoft Access, IBM DB2, which is a database too. So these are all the softwares are available for database management system. Next, features of database management system. Here, centralized data management, controlled data redundancy, enforcing data integrity, data sharing, ease of application development, data security, multiple user interfaces, backup and recovery. First, centralized data management. We should know what is centralized data management. Here, assume we will discuss one small example. Assume that I'm having one textbook. The textbook wants to share 10 students. So what the student have to do? The student can take photocopy of the textbook. So which means what they are doing? They are taking multiple copy of the same content. Or else I can keep the textbook in a central place, so all the student can access. But this will not effective method. Understand? For example, we can take another example in a WhatsApp. Assume that I'm having 10 contact. I want to send one video to all the 10 contact of my phone. So there are 10 students are there, 10 contact in my phone. I want to send one video or one file. So what I have to do? I have to send each and individual person. First I have to send student A. Next I have to send student B, C, D, like that. So individually I have to send the data. Instead of that, what I can do, I can create a one group, then I can send only one data so that all the student can able to access the document. Understand what is centralized data management? In the sense, I can able to make the database centralized so all the users can access it. Understand what is centralized data management? I can make a database to access centralized so all the users can access. Example, we can take a WhatsApp group. I'm having 10 contact list. If I want to send one document, I can create one group. So with the help of group, I can send only one time one document. So that document can access all the users. If it is not in earlier system, what we have to do, I have to send individually to the 10 contact with the same content. Understand? Too simple. What is centralized data management? In the sense, I am making my database in a centralized so all the users can access. Understand? Next, what is the use? Which is used to overcome the limitations of the conventional file processing system. What is conventional file processing system? Just now we discussed, I'm having one textbook. If others wants to use the textbook, what they have to do, they have to take the photocopy. That is called conventional file processing system. In this conventional file processing system, what is the drawback? They are taking multiple copy of the same content. They are taking duplication. Understand? Next, controlled data redundancy. By using this centralized data management, we can control the data redundancy. What is meant by controlled data redundancy? In the sense, we are eliminating replicating or duplication. We can take previous example only. In a conventional file processing, I'm having one textbook. If 10 students want to share the textbook, what they have to do, they have to take the photocopy. So what is the process here? Same content, they are taking duplication. Clear? So by using this centralized data management, the duplication can be eliminated. How? I can send only one soft copy of this document so other can able to download from the WhatsApp group or from the server, whatever it may be. Understand? Next, ensure consistency and save the storage space. What is consistency? We will take another example. Assume in our college your details are stored in office and department, in commerce department or science department. Here you are going to change your mobile number. So what you will do, first you are going to you are changing your mobile number in office. So the change should be reflect in the department also. Understand? If you are do any changes in any one place, that change should be reflect in other places also. That is called consistency. Just now we discussed one example. If you are changing your mobile number in office, in department also your mobile number should be changed automatically. That is called consistency. Next, by using this centralized data management, we can save the storage space. Next, enforcing data integrity. See, we are by using this enforcing data integrity, we can validate the data and it can be compromised in number of ways, and it can be enforced automatically by DBMS, database management system. What is enforcing data integrity? See, there are a number of users are there. If the user want to insert a record, there will be a constraints. If the user wants to delete the data, there will be a constraints. Clear? So for all the operation, the set of rules and regulations will be there. So based on that only the user can perform the operations. Understand? If you want to insert any data into the database, there will be a constraints, some conditions. If you want to delete the data from the database, set of conditions will be there. You have to satisfy that condition, then only you can able to insert the data, delete the data, modify the data. These are all the operation can be take place. So we are enforcing some rules and regulation on the database. Next, data sharing. See, the data sharing in the database can be shared among multiple users. We can take our same WhatsApp group. So I can share one document to multiple users. Understand? By using this, can also add additional data and minimal modification. Assume that I am going to send one document in the WhatsApp group. After downloading the document, you can able to modify the document. Understand? So after downloading, you can able to add some additional data and you can able to do the modifications also. Next up, easy of application development. See, the application programmer, what they are doing, needs to develop application programs according to the user's need. So the programmer will develop the program based on the user's need. And here the DBMS also consider the issues like concurrent access. What is concurrent access? More than one user accessing the server at the same time. Understand? For example, if I send one video in a WhatsApp group, more than one participant can able to download at the same time. That is called concurrent access. What is concurrent access? Server can access or database can access more than one user at a time. That is called concurrent access. Next, it is also dealing with security, data integrity. These are all the things are handled by the RDBMS itself. What is RDBMS? Relational Database Management System is called RDBMS. Next, data security. Here, the RDBMS ensure that that the only means of access to the database through authorized channel only. Here, this is the important point in a data security. If you want to access the database, you have to access through the authorized channel only. If the channel is not authorized, for example, we can take our bank server. So if you want to access your bank account, how you have to access? You can access through online banking, which you are using in the laptop by using username and password, or you can use mobile application also. So through mobile banking you can able to access your bank account. Like this, only authorized channel you can able to access the database, otherwise it is quite difficult to access the database. So what is the first point? In a RDBMS, ensure that the only means of accessing the database is through an authorized channel only. If you want to access the database, you have to use only authorized channel. Second, to ensure the data security, RDBMS provide security tool such as user code and password. So whenever you are going to access the database, you have to enter username and password. So this is another kind of security DBMS providing. So whenever you are going to access your bank account, you have to give username and password, and different check can be established for each type of access. We can take the same bank example. If you want to access your bank account, first what you have to do, you have to give username and password. This is one operation. If you want to transfer some amount from your account to another account, during the transaction you have to give transaction password also. So for each and every operation you have to give password. Understand? So this is what, so different operation can be established by using some checks or conditions. So if you are doing any other access for adding data, some modification or deleting, you have to give some password in a database. So these are all the 3 points. First, you have to access through the authorized channel only. Second, you have to give username and password. If you are doing any additional operations like adding, modification, deleting, you have to give some password, or the database will be check each and every operations. Next up, multiple user interface. Here a database management system provide different type of interfaces. What are all the interfaces are available? You can take query language. Next, application program interface. Next, graphical user interface. So these are all the interfaces are available. Query language, by using command we can able to retrieve the data. Application program interface, we can give coding. Next, graphical user interface, drag the menus and drag and drive method. So these are all the 3 user interfaces. First one, query language. Second one, application program interfaces. Next one, graphical user interface. Next, a form style interface displays a form to each user, and user interact using these forms. See, with the based on form style. So if you are using form style interfaces, you can user can interact through the forms. If you are using menu driven interfaces, the user can interact with the list of options is known as menu. So this 2 points very simple. If you are using file style interface, user will interact through forms. If you are using menu driven interfaces, user will interact through menus only. Understand? Next, backup and recovery. Here the RDBMS provide backup and recovery subsystem that responsible for recovery from hardware and software failure. See, assume that in our bank, the bank detail or the bank database will be saved in one server. If anything happened in the server, we can take backup from the other server, which means the same data will be stored another server also. Why? Because if this server anything happened, so we can take the backup from the other server. So that is called backup and recovery. So DBMS provides backup and recovery by using subsystem. What is subsystem? The same content will be stored in another server. Why? If anything happened in the main server, if hardware failure, software failure, we can recover the data from the sub server. Next, RDBMS recover subsystem either reverts back or resumes. If anything happened during the operation, we can able to retrieve the operation from retrieve the operation in a earlier. For example, if we are adding new data, understand, during the addition time or during the insertion time, if anything happened, so the previous database I can able to get it back from the subsystem. Understand? Two simple concept, backup and recovery. By using subsystem, we can able to backup the content from the subsystem. So these are all the points are available in the database management. So these are all the features of database management system: centralized data management, controlled data redundancy, enforcing data integrity, data sharing, easy of application development, data security, multiple user interfaces, backup and recovery. So if you have any doubt, you can call me at any time. You can message me. You just to see the video one more time if you have any doubt. Still, if you are having any doubt, you can call me at any time or you can message me. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. We will meet in the next class with some other topic. Thank you.